All right, so I'm gonna be real with all of you. Asmongold has had a lot of takes, some great, some amazing, but recently he's had a few sub Haitian IQ takes on AI, right? And or I really should even stress subhuman, right? Because he's trying to say that this fucking travesty is going to outperform him. You are a man, Asmongold, a human being. Where is your human will? Where is your determination? Where is your fighting spirit? You're telling me that this creation of mankind, mind you, this instrument made by man, this tool, this toy, is better than you, or even capable of becoming better than you? For shame, Asmongold. You are the one true Roach King, Asmongold. You do not bow to this abomination. You bow to no one. You are the authority here. Do not falter. Do not doubt yourself. This is the most disgusting take I've ever seen Asmongold have. The idea that Asmongold would fall to this horseshit. Yeah. Oh my god. The gameplay looks like crap, and the streamer looks like they have never played a game in their entire life and are just shocked by the wow factor that Fortnite can sometimes be fun. Like, yeah, it can be, especially if you have a group of friends, and especially if you have a group of two groups of friends, and you end up having a rivalry, right? Then you can end up having like, then you can end up having like some shit that Asmongold would remember from classic WoW, right? But the idea of the idea of this bot having anywhere near the capabilities of someone like Asmongold, and Asmongold is surrendering that to the bot, displeases me. Asmongold, you know you are better than that. Do not give this subhuman creature, it literally subhuman, it is made by people and it is not a person, that title. It is not worthy of respect. It is not worthy of human decency. It is literally subhuman, as I said. Um, you do not have to worry about that, right? You know, like honestly, this is the worst take I've ever seen at Asmongold have. Like, come on, Asmongold, you know you're better than that. I know he's trolling because this is like the thing. Asmongold loves to troll, right? Let's face it, Asmongold is clearly trolling here, and I'm kind of trolling back, right? You know, it's a back and forth, right, with my videos with Asmongold. With like other people who we orbit, sometimes I might actually like disagree with them. Usually, I agree with Asmongold on the take. It's just more like, or even if I disagree, it's more like just like a funny little fun and games. Like I don't really think I've ever had any animosity towards him for the simple reason that why would I? Right? Like this is ultimately the thing. First off, Asmongold isn't the people who orbit him. I know people have a hard time distinguishing. Oh, you dislike Grums, and Asmongold agreed with him on something. Therefore, you disagree with, like, you think Asmongold is just as bad. I'm like, no, that's a whole nother sentence you've added there, Buster. I dislike Grums for completely different reasons, right? I dislike Asmongold's take sometimes, right? I dislike Grums because he stole money from people and is basically promising good things and then delivering nothing, right? And then when he shows what he's attempting to deliver, it's worth less than Concord. And Concord is a shitty, like, I ain't defending Concord. I'm attacking Grums by saying Concord is better than it. As in, Concord is already such a pile of shit that you have to put effort into having a shittier product than that. And that's why I don't like Grums, right? So when Asmongold agrees with Grums, sometimes I agree with him because like not all his takes are bad, right? But sometimes his takes are also bad. I tend to cover Grums' bad takes, obviously, but he has great takes too sometimes, right? But the issue, of course, is I can disagree with Grums, I can disagree with Asmongold, but Asmongold I disagree with usually because I think the take is bad. With Grums, I disagree with him because the take is bad, and because I disagree with someone being able to do that, and just get away with it, right? Uh, and everyone just acts like it's normal, right? And it's funny because he's in circles with Eric July as Yellow Flash Guy and all that, Critical Drinker, all of which who have actually released products now. Some people say they're subpar. I don't care. That's not the issue here, right? You know, and I have a problem with releasing things too. I'm a bit of a perfectionist with my art. People have, talked about controversies with me on that, right? Obviously a lot less. The hate train is a lot smaller and stuff. Now, I will, of course, use the fact that I suffer from schizophrenia. I don't think Grums does. Um, Maybe Grums does. I actually don't know. Maybe I am just bullying a mentally ill person who with for the same mental illness I have. I doubt it though, right? I think what it actually is Grums is just not wanting to give up the glory days. And it's like, dog, like you would just be better off to do what John Carmack did and leave the games industry entirely and just do something that makes you way more money than gaming ever could, right? Because John Carmack, like he literally like went from Doom 3 to rocket science. Like the dude's got nothing to do with like gaming at all anymore. He's like, you know what? I made Armadillo Aerospace, which is the foundation for fucking SpaceX, motherfuckers. If we go to Mars, you can have it written that the guy who made Doom helped get us fucking there, right? Like, look, oh, I should actually, we're human when we get to Mars, right? Because that's the thing too, right? Someone like John Carmack would never say if, he would say when, right? Because John Carmack has aspirations because he's a real person. And I think that's really the real thing. So many people have had to quit their dreams, and they instead of just going to a new dream, or like or whatever, they just get stuck in a rut, right? And I think like that's like with Grums too. Like Grums, I feel like the game he's making is bad, but it wouldn't necessarily be bad. It's just he wants to make it like he wants to have systems that just aren't good, right? Like Mecha Break and Nexus Drop, like you combine them and you've got Ember, right? Like it literally, if Ember were to come out, it would basically be Nexus Drop, which is effectively, just a free to play sequel version, fan made, of course, of his other game Firefall, and then Mecha Break for the mech parts, right? And that's like literally all you would have to do. And Mark Kern obviously, his real issue is that he wants to make it an MMO. Just stop making an MMO. You don't have to make an MMO anymore. Just make a good game. That's really the issue with Mark Kern. He wants to make only MMOs. I don't know why. I feel like that's the issue, right? If Mark Kern would just be like, okay, we got to settle for not an MMO, guys. Just it's not going to be an MMO. It's gonna, and he could immediately see the scope in his head. A lot of the cloud, because what's probably clouding his mind, right, is the aspirations that and complexities of an MMO, right? If you've ever worked on something that's way above scale of what you can do, you get this vision where like you can never reach it, right? And it overwhelms you after a bit because you're always reaching, never accomplishing any real goals. But if you reduce the size and scope of your game dramatically, suddenly that all becomes attainable, and that gives you dopamine, right? And it's like it motivates you. You're like, okay, well, oh well, now I've reduced the scope. Oh, I can see the light. Yeah, I can see the end of this tunnel. And now you see a project that's finishable in a reasonable amount of time, and so you can just do it, right? But that's really the issue. He wants to make a fucking MMO, but like he can't afford to. Like even the budget he has, it's going to be a vertical slice of an MMO, and that's it. That's all he can do, and that's at most, right? MMOs are just too fucking expensive for what he. And the thing is, it's mainly because of how they work, right? Now you could do like what First Ascendant or Warframe does, especially Warframe, because Warframe is almost all procedural, right? Where you have a lot of tiles, right? It's basically like Warframe is like, what if it was a roguelike, but like when you die, you don't just lose everything. That's Warframe, right? So like, maybe just make Warframe, right? But like, with your mechs and stuff. And that would be cool. That would be easy or too, right? We could make it easier. Just quick missions, right? It would be very fast and fun. Works with a mech as well, because mechs, what do we think? We think big, fast, and fun, right? We think anime, right? We don't think, that's why Warframe is so liked, is it's anime, right? People like Warframe because it's anime. People who don't like Warframe don't like it because it's anime. Right? The slogan is ninjas play free because there's like it's a space ninjas, right? Your movement is you bullet jump. You're like jumping like you're a bullet, right? And people who've never played it don't get it. Like Asmongold obviously doesn't get it. He hasn't played it. But even Josh Playface, who doesn't like the story or modding and all that of the game, when it comes to the sound design and the game design, when he's actually playing it, he loved it, because that's how good of a game Warframe's gameplay loop is. When you're playing Warframe, you love the fuck out of it. When you're watching video footage of it, it looks like shit. But when you're just in there playing the game just to play it, that game is awesome. You gotta play it, right? Like that's the thing. You gotta play it to play it, right? Um, and that's really the thing. Everyone like no one hates Warframe. Everyone like either hates like maybe it's the dev team, maybe usually it's the chat mods. Everyone fucking hates the chat mods for good reason. Like the dev team, had some problems mainly in 2017 through 2020, and a large amount of that was due to Steve focusing so much on big open world projects after the first one, which was Plains Vitalon, succeeded. And then 20 up to till 2021, they had a bunch of hiccups with all of that. And then 2022 runs around, right? And they get bought by Tencent. But another thing that happened is they started releasing smaller updates that still had a bit of story in them, but then they released one big update a year. Instead of focusing on a massive update every 2 years, they focused on one big update, three small updates every year. And the game has been amazing. Everyone's loving it because it's consistent content. What people were hating on Warframe 4 for the longest time during those years was the content drought, right? And now it's a good thing they did, because if they didn't, First Ascendant ain't that far behind, right? So they're getting competition now. They're starting to finally see some competition. Duet Night Abyss might also help with the competition too. I think Duet Night Abyss is more competition directly because it's got like the actual mission types down, right? Like you have defense as a mission type. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as competitive in like the because it's a gotcha in like the space of what Warframe occupies. But it's weird because it has the gameplay and the level like mission type stuff down. But I will just say this: the story. I played it. the story's there, right? First Ascendant, the story's good. It's not great. It's a lot better too, by the way, if you use Japanese or Korean. Obviously, I'm using Korean because it's made by Korea, right? I use Japanese for Japanese made games and Korea for Korean made games sometimes, right? Not all the time. And then I use subtitles, right? And it's a lot better, in my opinion, if you do that. Just cause, right? But yeah, Asmongold, buddy, this robot is nowhere near your, and it never will be, right? Now, a robot that's run by a human, like Neuro, right? Neuro is great, but Neuro is run by a person, right? Vital is in those streams the entire time, basically. And that's really the thing. The human aspect of AI AI that has a human aspect is great, right? It's sort of like chess. Do you remember the chess thing, right? Where pure AI was great, but human assisted AI was better, and then humans alone were worse than either, right? But human assisted AI is the peak, right? Humans assisted with AI, like, because like what it comes down to is humans have the ability to do some wacky shit, right? And pull some scuffed, some scuffed shit, right? AI has the ability to analyze stuff that a human won't, though. So AI combined with a human, we get the analysis of the robot and the power to just bullshit extreme that humans have, and you end up with the most amazing like combination. That's why human assisted AI is what's gonna actually peak. AI slop might be like this, right? But that's implying Asmongold's content is slop. Now some of it is, but not all of it. And that's my thing, right? Like Asmongold's worst content, yeah, sure, they can make AI of that. They already kind of do. I think like they've seen that, But Asmongold's better content, yeah, that ain't getting be made in AI ever without it being like human assisted, right? Like this is a thing, right? So notice how like this is just like he's asking a stupid phrase after an icicle fell, right? And this is ultimately the thing. They're asking it a dumb question. Yeah. Well, it is slop. Oh yeah, no, dependent on the movie, right? See, this is what I think, right? Unless it's like a really good movie or just a really like dedicated to the arts movie. So like a really good movie, of course, that I saw recently, um, would probably be, oh, damn. Yeah, I'm more of a horror buff, so I see really shitty movies that are just really artsy, right? Like Final Destination, Bloodlines, and Terrifier 3 are not good movies. I love them though, but like that's just like that's my guilty pleasure, right? I gotta think, where is like it had been last year because like the monkey, those aren't good movies, right? They're fun, but they're not good, right? They're not slop though, but like I'm trying to think. 'Cause I haven't been to the theater in a while either. Huh, right? Because it's definitely not Minecraft. It's not Sonic. Um, hmm. Like it was after Sonic 3 and before Minecraft. Get what it was though. How do I forget the movie I say was like a masterpiece? So that's the worst part, right? It's just like they're so far. It's like even when I say they're so far in between, and that doesn't make sense either, right? Like there should still let's see, December 2024. It was, I think it was like in Crimbus. Um, oh no, wait, no, it was February 2025. I think I saw it around my birthday. Yeah, that's not. Hmm. Nope. March. I'm just looking. Like I know what it would be. Um. April. Oh yeah. Okay. Huh. Huh. Like it came out on streaming. I know that. It was funny because maybe it wasn't a new movie. That might be it. I might have just. It was on Prime. I know that it was new on Prime. Maybe it was just new on Prime. Look at movie because I'm looking at movies, right? No, maybe it was Smile 2. Like, because Smile 2 is a horror movie, but it's actually a good movie. So maybe that's what it was. Yeah, it's 2024. Okay, there we go. Um, I thought it was not a horror movie though. What the fuck? I swore I saw a non-slop, non-horror movie that was actually good. But nah. And yeah. Like some movies are good slop. Like obviously Super Mario Brothers movie is slop. Um, you know, uh Kung Fu Panda 4 is slop. I think like they're good movies. But like compared to or The Bad Guys 2, Zootopia 2 when it comes out, right? Those are all slop movies, right? But like this Minecraft movie, like they make money, but like they're not and they're fun, they're good movies, right? The people who they're for love it, right? Kids love the Minecraft movie. I do not, but I am not the target audience for it, right? And that's ultimately the thing. I do like the Sonic movie, but I'm also not really the target audience for it. But the target audience, i.e., kids, love the shit out of it. Um, right? And so like it's the same way like horror movies. I tend to love horror movies, but I even will admit that most of them are bad. Like I think Smile 2 is great, but it's like how long does it like how many of these do we have to have that are just god awful that I just enjoy because I like gore and shit. And then like Smile 2, it's like, yeah, it has good gore and stuff, but it's also genuinely atmospheric and scary, right? And it's like how horror has always been, by the way. Um, like it's not a new invention of horror. It's always been like 90% schlock and where it like schlock is different from schlop, by the way. Schlop is slop with a P, right? Is just stuff that's easy, fun, makes money, right? Schlock is it is incredibly distasteful and disgusting, but you love it because of that, right? You love it because it pushes buttons that don't need to be put that you don't always get pushed, right? So that's the difference between the two, right? So schlock is it pushes buttons. Slop is it pushes the buttons you want pushed all the time. Schlock is it pushes all the buttons you never have pushed, right? And so like there's the two different spectrums, I guess. But yeah, last non-slop movie that's not schlock either was um Yeah, it was Smile too. Yeah, it was about a half a year ago. I probably could find something out if I went into like watch movies. That's another thing. I haven't watched too many movies either. But no, he is correct. You know. Yeah, no, I think the movies and AI are both slop, right? And the thing is, AI can be not slop, but like this is slop. But like this is, it seemed like the Ghiblification stuff, right? But it's also like compare the Ghiblification to like Blacktober, right? Now compare Blacktober to like furry porn, which is actually good, right? Like compare Blacktober with Chuny, right? Compare, one's porn, but it's art, right? Now compare something like like the Overwatch foot porn, giantess foot porn animations on Pornhub with compare that with like someone just animating Tracer in Overwatch 2, right? You get what I'm saying, right? It takes talent and ideas. And ultimately this is because art is communication. It's another language, right? So people who can't communicate in English tend to not be able to good at communicating in art either. That's just really all it is, right? So yeah.